Hello, world. And today is a special day. We have a lady named Latasha. She's in California. She's concerned about uh, ICE and what they're doing today. She has a bad experience with it. So we're going to talk to her.
Now, let's get ready. You are Talkin Live with Lamar Bearden.
Hi, Latasha. We appreciate you contacting us about the situation you had and what ICE did that you think is not right, and you think it might be an issue that should be uh, uh, checked into. I understand that you have a relative that was taken from you by ICE, and there's some small details about it, that the way that they did it, and they shipped him back to Ukraine to put him on the line, and he's in Ukraine, put him on the battle line, and he's in Ukraine now, and he has a green card. He's done applied for another one, and he had a letter saying that his green card was coming, which he was approved for another green card, and you tell us the rest of the story.
Well, from the time that he was even, taken and was put into ICE custody, he was being mistreated. And everyone that he could turn to, he was not receiving any help with that. The mistreatment continued. He was he was deported to go to Ukraine, where now he's being told to be compliant, regardless of if he has papers or not. He was deported without any legal documents, which he was told that he was going to have legal documents that would be made for him, so that way they would be aware of who he is. He still was not made any documents. He's not being released from the military's custody. Um, Although, as soon as he got off the plane, he was handed to the Ukrainian police, and they told him that he was going to be going to his hometown, which is Kiev, Ukraine, um, from Lviv. That didn't happen. Straight away from him getting off the plane, he was handed from the police to the Ukrainian military, and he's being held there at the building where the soldiers stay. He's not able to leave. Nothing like that. There's nothing that he can do. He's asking them, what documentation that do you need that my family has? We provided all the documentations that they possibly could need, pictures. I scanned documents, doctor's notes to show that he does have medication that he needs to take, and diagnosis that he has that he cannot go to war. Um, they don't really care. He's just being held there. He was being held at the facility originally in Arizona without being given the chance to take a bath. He could not have a shower. He didn't shower for like 6 days. That whole time that he was being held there, neither is anybody else there. They cannot take a shower. They give them some kind of like soup, but it's pretty much just water. It's some kind of broth. He also was not given an interview to um, state that he is fearful to go back to his hometown because there is a war. He stated in court, when he had his merit hearing, that he is afraid. He's afraid of what could happen to him. He even asked the judge, "So I'm being sent to my death? Is that what is happening?" And he was very sincere in saying that. And the judge said, "I'm not sending you to your death right now, but you are in deportation proceedings." But he never received an actual interview to tell anybody that he is in fear and what could actually happen. Um, they gave him some kind of medication that they injected into his
Well,
body.
you're saying the military from the Ukraine
Yes.
give him the maybe a shot or something like calm him down, or
Yeah, it put him to sleep. And so his aunt was able to come and see him and spend some time with him, and that's what gave him a little bit of encouragement to kind of see that maybe he will be okay, but he is still very fearful because there are men there that are in the war that are stating that there's people dying, there's people, with their heads just being cut off. Like there's a lot of very bad things that are happening, and he's extremely scared. He does not know what's going to happen.
And so what we're saying that this person, we don't want to get anything started that would hurt this person that's in custody of the Ukraine military, and that's why we're doing this without your real name. We're doing it. We're talking about it, and we're not going to talk about things that would lead to that. Now, I got a call last night about the group that he was with. This guy was with, and they brought 8 of that group back that they sent to Ukraine. That's what they told me. And so I don't know why they didn't him, but I don't know. Say, working with ICE or any law enforcement, you have people that don't do the paperwork right, or maybe they get misled and do the wrong thing, or they're just pricks. I don't know. It's like every law enforcement. You got good cops, you got bad cops, you got people that respect you, but then you have people that don't respect you. As you know, our government here in the United States is trying to clean up all the aliens that come over here illegally. And my understanding, he's been here for a good while, so there was not really no necessary for them to do that, but they did it maybe out of ignorance or just pure meanness. Who knows?
Yeah, he's been here for like 23 years of his life. He doesn't speak any Ukrainian at all. He only speaks English. He grew up here in California. Um, and the fact of the matter is, yes, there was, I believe, 12, 13 people that were taken off the flight and were led back to the facility on the bus, and then, taken back to the facility. None of them were made paperwork either. So it's the same story for them. They weren't made paperwork, but he also wasn't, but he was still deported. And the military was saying that he needed to have paperwork. How could they send him without any paperwork? They can't, release him. They don't know who he is. They're not willing to make him any paperwork. So it's just kind of like a dead end for him. That they did send some people back. So some people were taken back to the facility and I believe transferred to other places.
Well, the issue is he had a green card.
He did have a green card.
Yeah, and he let it expire, but he went ahead and put in for another. You got the paperwork. I understand you told me you had the paperwork with the date.
Yes.
And a letter said that his green card was being reinstated, and to use that letter as a proof that he had a green card or he was a resident here with a green card. That's what I understand.
Yeah, that's correct.
And the issue is where he was deported illegally, which it looks that way. And that ICE and all the law enforcement agencies need to do a little better research. Now, I stand for the ICE on issues that are not in this case, but I disagree with this. But on the other thing, where the illegals are throwing rocks, knocking out windows, running into them, trying to kill the officers. Now, I think what they get back from trying to do that is justified. But just pick somebody up and take them overseas or send them overseas without any kind of paperwork, not knowing whether legal or illegal, is not the way to do it.
Yes. And he's not a criminal. He's never hurt anybody in his entire life. He's never done anything um remotely wrong. The only thing was that there was a police report that was incorrectly written, which we've tried to go and find, the officer and contact him and ask him to get the story straight and to rewrite it. And it was an officer that was a new officer who had just finished field training and went out on his own. I believe it was like a month before um we just had the argument. He and I had an argument. It was nothing physical. And it was written incorrectly what had actually occurred, that nothing that even was written actually occurred on that day. And then everything stemmed from that. So nothing criminal happened. He's never done anything criminally wrong at all. He's never hurt anybody. Anybody who he would talk to, anybody who he knows, who I know, who he grew up with, any neighbors around us, they all have really great things to say about him. How, he's hardworking, he's helpful, he always tries to look out for other people. He's never um called anybody any names, he's never hurt anybody, he's never done anything of that nature for even to be put in the criteria or in a category of being somebody who could hurt anybody, because that's not who he is.
Yeah, I am for the people that come here, and even though they're legal, if they got a honest life, they're living a good, honest life like the dreamers. Of course, it's not my say so, but I think the dreamers. So we have dreamers to be, who the dreamers are. They was born here. They got a life started. They're working. They're paying taxes. Maybe have businesses. I don't think these
Mhm.
people should be deported. But drug dealers and all these people that hurt American people are out to get a free ride. They need out of this country. They don't need to be in this country. And I have to defend ICE for that.
Mhm. Well,
But go
he's
ahead.
worked, thank you. He's worked, he's gone to school. Um he's gotten his associate's degree in business here at the junior college in California. Like he's done a lot of really good things to show that was he's a good person. Um he's just that, all I can even say is that he's a good person. He had really good academic grades in high school and in college. Um Growing up, he always played sports. He was always around kids. He loved just going and playing ball with children in the neighborhood. He has his picture in the local Applebee's here from when he did swim, because he went to sections, which is like a really good, um, like the next step in his swimming career.
How,
So he's
how,
done
how,
so many.
how old was he when he come to the U.S.?
He was 7.
See what I mean? He's 7 and been here that long. It's this unjust to me to do that.
Yeah.
If he's never
Yeah.
been in trouble, he's never. Of course, he might have got drunk one time and got into it with the cops. Of course, I've done that, but that don't make you a bad person. That makes you a stupid person. Sometimes you do stupid things. But
Not even that. He's never had anything with law enforcement. He's never gotten drunk in public. That he doesn't have anything like that at all. He's never um got in trouble with law enforcement. He even considered going into law enforcement himself. It's nothing even like that, to where, nothing like that has he done.
well, I think maybe you should get a lot of people that are character witnesses to sign a petition and take it to the authorities, uh, and tell about him and what they, and try to work it that way might work. Um, we got a big ocean here, and there's this little tiny fishes in the big ocean, and it's hard to get
Hmm.
around to doing anything without a voice, a talking, or work trying to get something done to correct this issue.
Hmm.
And that is something that I suggest. I don't know. I understand you had a lawyer that wouldn't do nothing. Was that true?
Yes, that's true. We had an attorney right from the beginning. This attorney, I was under the impression that he was an immigration attorney, but he was a criminal attorney in San Diego, California. He told us that we can work with his colleague who was an immigration attorney, but that ended up not being true. That person was a paralegal for immigration. Um, the attorney continued to reschedule our court hearings. I'm not really sure why. We had all the information. We had every single, picture. We had declarations from family members, from classmates of his, from neighbors. We had proof how he is an outstanding, citizen here, how everything that he's done in his life to show that he is a good person. Um, we had all of that we provided. The courts continued to get rescheduled, and then when he had his initial merit hearing scheduled a week prior, um, the attorney told us that we should work with his other colleague. We didn't know that he had fired the previous paralegal who I continually had conversations with about his case. Um, he didn't tell us that. He didn't tell us that he was going to reschedule the merit hearing. I watched every single court hearing that he had. I was able to see when the court hearings were being rescheduled just because he was saying that the information he wasn't able to look over in time. I saw all of that. I saw everything that was said in the courts. Um, so then, yes, he told us that we should work with his other colleague. So this was going to be the third person that we were going to work with, and she didn't provide anything in court. She just provided two articles from the Ukrainian military that showed how the war was happening and what was happening to people, but nothing was actually shown to the court about him. Nothing about his history, nothing about everything that good that he's done. Nothing was provided, no evidence. And the judge himself stated that there was not enough evidence to show his life here. And then he lost his merit hearing, and we've never heard from the attorney ever again.
Well, attorneys are like everybody else. There's good, there's bad, mostly
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. Wow.
My experience with attorneys, some of them are pretty good and they're smart people. But you can look in Washington for the Democratic Party. They're attorneys, but they ain't too swift. And there's a lot of
Mm.
Republicans attorneys that ain't too swift. But I'm saying this is a mistake that should be corrected. I I'd like to see it corrected. And this is a real story. It's not a made up story for my show or for me to get publicity. This is a fact that happened, and how I know it's a fact because I have a Ukrainian friend that called me and told me about this, and he wouldn't lie about it, and he gave me your contact, which I'm not devolved in that. Uh, and it's something that needs to be corrected. And
Mhm.
if any of the other networks want to just show up, that's fine too. But I leave everything to you where you want to identify yourself. That's between you and whoever you talk to. And my side here, I know you're real, and I'm not gonna mention it because it could reflect on the issue in Ukraine. I have Russian friends that tell me I know they're having wars with it, but I know they're having a war with Ukraine and Russia, but I understand that Ukraine is a crooked country. I mean, there's a lot of things goes on in Ukraine that's not right. And not because this the Russians told me, but I have Ukrainian friends that told me that are American citizens now.
Yeah.
And I'm not blowing down your people out there are watching. I'm not jerking you around, telling you something that ain't true. I think that everybody should give their voice and their opinion on everything that happens to them, what's right or wrong. And but the situation that we have in America with all these immigrants that come to this country illegally, I'm talking about the ones in the last 5 years that we had an administration that opened the border up like it was going to be free ride for everybody, and it's brought a lot of division, a lot of problems with us in this country. It's divided our country. Um, why I don't know. I always thought if you was an American citizen, you live here, you're born here, you should be able to stand up for that, and be willing to let these people be taken out and sent back and come back later and come in here illegal. In this case, there's no reason for it ever happened. It was just a bunch of people that weren't doing the right thing that this happened. And it happened. It's not just happened to you. It's happening. It's going to keep happening to people that are innocent and not don't need. But it's not like this. It's like this. We don't know about everybody if we're law enforcement. Now, we go by what we learn. And this was misjudgment. It was something that shouldn't never happen. And
Yeah.
and we are hoping and praying that this person, I ain't gonna say you was born. Wasn't you born in the? Was you born here in the U.S.?
No, I was born there as well. But we all came here legally. Our parents did all of our paperwork before we came here. We all came here legally. We've lived here for many, many years, 20 plus
Your
years.
son was born here.
No.
You wasn't. All right, but you're a citizen.
Oh, yes.
They come with you, so
Mhm.
if he's no criminal, he's no a threat to the society or American people, I think he should be brought back to this country like he's supposed to be.
Yes.
And this is a true story. This is a true fact. That's what's happening, and that's why you're here. And we at Talkin Live are the type of people that want people that are being mistreated, been uh, hurt because of ignorance and unjust. We like to talk to people like that, and it don't matter where you're at. Um, I'm not even saying where you're at. I know where you're at. Anyway, I like to keep things to myself, and I appreciate you coming on, and keep in touch with me. Let me know what's going on, and I will bring it up. I will talk. I will mention it on some of my shows, and we will work to help you solve this issue.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And if I can do anything to help, you got my phone number. So, and I'll tell your daughter, we'd like to her been on the show, but I mean, you covered everything. But we always want to cover everything and make sure that when it's investigated, it's a true fact. And I'd like to say that I will be praying for y'all that everything will work out for you. And if something comes up, you think you might want to do another show, we'll do it. But some people sometimes I've done shows with my friends in Israel on the issues over there, and they just think you made it up. But this is not no made up story. This is a true story. You did say you have a relative there he could go home with, but they won't even let him. We didn't cover that. I don't think.
They won't let him leave where he's at.
Yeah.
That military base, he's not allowed to leave. He's not allowed to go anywhere unless it's from I believe there's like a main room where he's staying with other men, and then there's another room where he can go out, like outside, but he's not allowed to go anywhere. He's not allowed to leave the premises at all. So there's nobody that can go anywhere.
Yeah.
His aunt can go and see him, and she will stay with him, speak with him. There is like a living room area. And that's about it. And then she has to leave.
Now, also, you said that can't even take a bath or something like that.
The facility that he was being held at before he went to Ukraine, they are not showering. They're not letting them take a shower. So he was at that facility for about 5 or 6 days without showering, without anything. Minimal food. Where he's at now at the Ukrainian base, because they're in the active war, the water sometimes it's shut off. The lights get shut off. The electricity gets shut off. So when he plans to take a shower, the water gets shut off.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the time of day when he's even able to take a shower, when he's able to have the lights on.
Yeah. All right. Well, so God bless you, and we hope that everything works out. And like I said, if we could do anything for you to help you, please let us know.
Okay. I will. Thank you very much.
The views and opinions expressed on all Talkin Live Show presentations are those of the host and their guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of the Talkin Live TV broadcast studio, EPB Fiber Optics, or by this network or its management.
In a world where every dollar counts, why pay full price when you can get more for less at Surplus Products for You? We connect buyers with a wide range of consumer goods and commercial surplus inventory. Whether you're looking for discounted electronics, office supplies, home goods, hosiery, or industrial equipment, our platform offers a diverse selection at competitive prices. Our user-friendly website makes it easy to find what you need, secure your payments, and get shipping straight to your door. We ensure a seamless shopping experience. New products are added daily, so there's always something new to discover. You can shop with confidence knowing you're getting value for your money. Join us at surplusproductsforyou.com and explore a world of surplus treasures today.